Hello, this is OverlordBou, back with another ship review video, and today we'll be looking at the return of the Tier 9 Premium USDD, the Black. Now, you'll be able to get her with this special camo, historical commanders, patch, and flags during the Portal campaign, which, at the end of the sequential bundles, will be available to purchase for 19,300 doubloons. I'll have the devlog posted in the description of the video, so you guys can look for yourself in the details. Now, I wouldn't really recommend buying her through this Portal campaign, since after the Portal campaign is over, you'll be able to get her for 296,000 coal, which I'd recommend highly. Now, if you want to buy her, you can for doubloons, but I would just wait for her to go for coal so you don't have to spend money. But it's totally up to you, and I'll explain why in today's video. So, the build that are going to be shown is a dedicated DD Hunter build, which will be shown on the top right. It also functions as a great support build, and it works in CBs as well. You can also just do a standard USDD build, and it can also be used. Now let's go over the armor and the survivability. The Black has a 19mm bow/stern with a 13mm superstructure with 17,100 HP pool. It has a relatively small hull. The Black's durability is mediocre due to her low HP pool, while somewhat offset by her smaller hull. The Black cannot take much punishment before she goes down. Instead, players must rely on her excellent turning ability and smokescreen to evade attacks. Now let's move on to the main armaments. From the main armaments, you have 5 single 127mm/38 guns with 12.9 kilometer range. They have a 3.3 second base reload with a 5.3 second and 180 degree turret traverse. It can fire 38 degrees off the bow and 30 degrees off the stern. The HE shell damage is 1800 with a 21mm HE pen. It has a 5% fire chance with 162k HE DPM. The AP shells have 2100 AP shell damage with an 8mm overmatch. Now, these AP shells have a 45 through 60 degree ricochet angle, and it does have 189k AP DPM. It has a good HE DPM, same as the Fletcher, but it does have the slowest shells in the game, same as other US 5-inch guns. It does have good cutting angles though, but does have poor AP pen. Now, the Black and the Fletcher share the exact same gun characteristics, including reload time and shell ballistics. This gives Black respectable close range firepower, which synergizes with her radar ambush playstyle. Her good HE DPM also lets her farm from in smoke, though her effectiveness falls off sharply past 8 kilometers due to her floaty shells. It becomes very difficult and even impossible to hit fast-moving ships past 10 kilometers, as you'll see in this video. Now, the Black can also get outgunned by dedicated gunboats such as Groningen and Tashkent, so you have to be careful on those engagements. Now, proper usage of the smoke and radar is necessary to overcome the disparity in firepower. Overall, the Black's firepower is solid for her tier, though she should avoid long-range engagements whenever possible. Now for the torpedoes. You get 2 Quint launcher 553mm torpedoes. The damage on the torpedoes is 21,600 with a 13.7 kilometer range, and they have a speed of 43 knots and have a reload of 96 seconds for the reload. Now, it's best to describe these torpedoes as sea mines with excellent range but very slow top speed. Jokingly referred to as sea mines, Black's torpedoes are very different from that of other ship torpedoes. While they have very high damage and long range, their extremely slow speed limits their effectiveness. If the target has hydroactive, the chances of landing a hit is virtually 0. That being said, they are very difficult to dodge due to their low detection. Not uncommon to hit DDs because they are hard to dodge. Her mines cannot be aimed the standard way, instead better uses area denial weapon for choke points or caps. Overall, not as useful as most other DD's torps, but they can provide useful in the right situations. Now for the anti-air defense, you get 3 inner flak and 1 outer. with a long-range DPS is being 77, mid is 70, and near is 90. Like most other DDs, the Black's AA is inadequate at best. She will struggle to fight off even tier 8 CV planes. Instead, her amazing turning ability and very low aerial detection radius is key to surviving CV strikes. In the worst scenario, she can use her smoke to hide herself and hope the CV goes somewhere else. Technically, the Black has access to DFAA, but this is at the cost of her radar, and the amount of AA it provides isn't even enough to defend against CVs anyways, so it's not worth it. Now let's go over to the depth charges, the ASW. You get 2 charges max, with the number of charges per attack is 10. That you can do a damage of 5100 per charge with a reload time of 40 seconds. Now this is launched from the ship. Now you do get a drop pattern off of the stern, throw off from the sides near the stern. Now the Black is one of the best ASW DDs due to her power at depth charges and predictable drop pattern. Any sub caught in her attack will take heavy damage, often outright dying if they aren't at full HP. The only issue is trying to get on top of the sub, as Black's slow speed can make it difficult to catch the faster subs. Now let's go over the maneuverability. It has a max speed of 35 knots with a turning radius of 560 meters. It does have a 3-second rudder shift time. Now it does have a slow top speed, amazing turning radius, which is superior to all non-US DDs, and it has a fastest rudder shift. The Black's maneuverability is a story of 2 extremes. One hand, she is the second slowest ship at tier 9, slowest DD at tier 9 with effectively no speed boost to compensate. On the other hand, her turning radius and rudder shift are second to none for her tier. Black will struggle to chase down other destroyers or rotate to the other side of the map, but she can effortlessly dance around enemy attacks. Overall, this gives her above average maneuverability. Now for the concealment. You have a base surface range of 7.4 kilometers and aerial detection of 3.2 kilometers. The best aerial detection is 5.8 kilometers and the best the best surface detection is 5.8 and the best aerial is 2.6. Now the Black has excellent concealment for her matchmaking bracket, outspotting the vast majority of DDs except for a few Japanese and Royal Navy DDs. In these matchups, access to radar negates their spotting advantage and allows Black to utilize her firepower advantage to bully them away. In matchups where Black has a superior concealment, this allows her to control the fight. She can pressure the enemy DD away with her spotting alone, or wait for them to smoke up before ambushing them. In short, Black's combination of excellent concealment and access to radar gives her unparalleled control in dictating the engagement. Now for the consumables. You get a standard DD damage control party with a 5-second immunity period and a 40-second reload time. You do get the US smoke generator, which has a lay time of 30 seconds, a duration of 127 seconds, 3 charges base, 4 with superintendent, and a 160-second reload time. Now you do get 3 options to choose in the third bracket for the consumables. You can pick defensive AA, standard DD engine boost, and the DD radar. Now the standard, I'll say the 3 and then I'll say which one you should recommend the most. Now for the defensive AA, you get 4 base charges, 5 with superintendent, plus 50% continuous damage, plus 300% flak damage, 40 seconds active time, and 80-second reload time. Now you cannot use this with engine boost or radar, so please don't use DFAA. Now the standard DD engine boost, you get 3 base charges, 4 with superintendent, 8% max speed, improved acceleration, and 120 seconds active time and 120 second reload time. Also, please don't use this as well, and the very obvious choice is to take the DD radar, which is a 3 base charges, 4 with superintendent, SIP detection range is 7.5 kilometers. It has a 19-second base active time, 25.1 max if you build it all the way into the radar build, and it has a reload of 120 seconds. But again, for the consumables, I'd say definitely take the DD radar. Do not take engine boost or defensive AA, as the build showed earlier. which is taking the DD radar. Now, my overall impressions is the skill floor is average and the skill ceiling is high. The USS Black is a tier 9 American DD that will become available. Available to obtain the ship. The player must earn tokens and exchange them for bundles in sequential order. The player may exchange doubloons instead to speed up the process. Once the player obtains all the bundles, the Black then becomes available to purchase for 19,000 doubloons. Alternatively, after the end of the Portal campaign, the Black will be made available in the Armory for 296,000 coal. The Black is the specialized ship excelling at bullying other destroyers and controlling capture points with a radar/smoke combination. Her 7.5 kilometer radar is amazing, and it will force engagements upon other DDs, one which favors Black due to her firepower and smoke if needed. From there, Black can take control of the match, securing both objectives and spotting while building momentum for her team. She essentially does well in ranked, where killing other DDs is important for winning the match. Black still performs fine against cruisers and BBs with their long duration smoke and respectable gun firepower. However, she will have issues when engaging radar cruisers, as Black's open water capabilities aren't very strong. Her slow torpedoes are also difficult to aim and are expected to miss often due to their low speed, though they also will generate a lot of random hits on unexpected targets. She isn't a damage farmer, but her firepower will still prove decisive in many situations. Though strong as a solo ship, Black also performs well in a division. She can lay a long smoke stream for her allies, allowing them to safely farm while she provides spotting and counters enemy DD attacks. Overall, the Black remains a strong, if somewhat expensive ship. If the player is interested in other expensive coal ships, they should consider buying Black for doubloons and saving their coal for other ships. Now, for randoms, I would say she's good, can counter most other DDs while providing smoke support for her allies. For ranked, it's good, excels at cap control due to her smoke and radar, but can struggle against cruisers and BBs due to her unreliable torps and unimpressive firepower. Now, for clan battles, if it's tier 9, it's probably going to be one of the meta DDs due to her amazing cap control ability with the smoke and the radar combo. It's very likely to remain a pick should CBs return at tier 9. But again, that is my overview of the Black. Again, you're going to be able to get this ship through the Portal campaign starting today. You can start doing that today, or you can wait until after the Portal campaign's done and you can get it for coal for 296,000 coal, or you can buy it through this campaign for 19,300 doubloons, in which you'll be able to get the camo that's been shown in the game. Also, you get some historical commanders, patch, and flags during the campaign as well. But yep, if you guys have any questions or concerns, definitely let me know in the comments down below. But this is OverlordBou.
Big
and I'll
stretch,
talk
dude.
to y'all later.
Oh, big stretch, yeah.